Welcome, ghosts and ghouls, to a very special live reaction stream for One Piece Manga Chapter 1030. And of course, happy Halloween to everybody. It's gonna be a good day. I'm excited to read this chapter. Hope everyone's doing well. People are saying it's out on Shonen Jump. This one's gonna be a good one. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. No delays. Let's get right into this. It has been a pretty calm week for me, actually. It's like I've managed to stay offline, but in addition to that, it's like I've actually gotten to recharge my batteries a little bit because now we're not doing the Naruto streams as much, and it was nice. It was a nice week. And so now it's time to read One Piece 1013 for the first time. This one is titled Echoing the Impermanence of All Things. Are you ready? All right, let's read this. Also, I've got a stream later today, a big Halloween stream that'll be on Twitch where I'm going to be giving away a bunch of stuff. So look forward to that too if you want some more Halloween goodness. But of course, we have to start by doing One Piece this morning. Also, Brooke is on the front page, which is perfect for Halloween. Look at this. Reader request, Brooke, careful not to step on a line of army ants by Ebby. All right. And Brooke's tipping his hat to them. Very cute. Let's go. All right, I got my pumpkin spice coffee over here this morning as well. Look at this, by the way, too. We've got shadows on the Alienware computer. I've got the lighting set all spooky. It's fun. All right, here we go. I'm guessing that you're a Navy spy. Okay, Apu Drake. Okay, cave chamber. Let me get my pillow. But that doesn't matter at this point. The only thing that matters now is whether you want to take out Kaido or not. Papa. But by the time the dust settles on this battle, the winner will be at death's door, whoever it is. Finishing them off is going to be a piece of cake. Wait, what? Zanki and Fuga and Inbi, the numbers. Oh, I forgot these guys even exist. All right. What do you think? You want to join with us and seize it all at the very end? We're not aligned with anyone here. Why would we fight each other? Okay. So we're not getting Apu and Drake fighting. We're getting an alliance. With the numbers, though? Like, okay. I've heard enough. What makes you think I would trust in you anyway? Well, let's not get into an argument about who's more trustworthy. I'm just bringing this up because I think it would benefit us both. You'll never get an opportunity like this again. And you got the three numbers there. Okay. I always thought it was weird that we didn't really get to see more of like the high-ranking numbers. That the numbers were hyped up all those chapters ago, and we're like, what are with these giant shadows? Only to be systematically one-shotted by all these other characters, just like fodder to show how strong people are. So this is cool. If we see more of the numbers and we get an alliance, this is cool. All right, here we go. Inside the castle, first and second floor stairs. Hang in there, Komachio. All right, cool. Heave ho. Heave ho. Hurry before the fire catches up to us. And they're still running. You got Hamlet over there and Speed and Usopp and Nami. Yeah! It's a freakish monster. It's a leg monster. It's all legs. What? Wait, what? Is this Kinemon? Wait a second, what are you doing here? I know that's you, Kinemon. Pooh goes there. I am Kinemon. I am Kinemon. I'm searching for my friends. I am your friend. It's me, Usopp. What? There's so much blood. Are you okay? Are you all right? Huh? He can't hear you, Usopp. His ears are over there. Wait. Identify yourselves. And he's farting while he's saying it. How about this? Did you just trace the crescent moon of the rebellion? I assume you must be a comrade too? Wait, please hear me out. Wait. Okay, I gotta keep reading, because I'm gonna borrow Hamlet. You take care of Tama. The people can't get enough of me. Many thanks, comrade, whoever you are. Okay, a lot of poo jokes coming from Kinemon's lower half. Okay. On the first floor, there's a ladder to the crawl space in the left tower as you face the castle. My friend is barely breathing and needs urgent help. All right. Hold on a bit longer, Kiku. I have found some allies. It is hard to believe that I still live with my torso severed. After Law cut me in two, perhaps I was never properly attached again? It is a miracle. I can use this to save Kiku's life, if nothing else. Alright, whatever. Answer me, Kanjuro. Is that the voice of the beheaded Orochi? But Kanjuro's dead. So Kanjuro's not dead either. Alright, whatever. Let's keep reading. Lord Orochi! You sound like you're on death's door, Kanjuro. Indeed, the curtains are closing. Well, you've done admirably. It was a splendid act. Your praise means everything to me, my lord. Can you hear the audience, how they cheer for you? For me? That's right, but alas, how galling, how vexing. Our ancestors await a proper theatrical encore, and you must give it to them, Kanjuro. Depict the burning hatred of the Kurozumi clan. Who is the true victor? The enduring anger of the Kurozumis prowls the halls of this castle, and Kinemon's top half is still wiggling a little bit and listening, heading deeper and deeper into the depths, until at the very bottom of it all, you reach our burial crypt. Only you can lay our souls to rest, Kanjuro. Okay. There's a burial crypt on Onigashima? As you wish, I will perform my final dance, the glorious death of the Kurozumi clan. Okay, so now he's actually dead. Alright, good. That's at least good. So he's painting like a... one final thing. Alright. Kazenbo. So it's this like giant flaming... that looks like Smiley from Punk Hazard. Kazenbo. Don't touch it or you'll catch on fire. What is that monster? So it's just setting everything ablaze then? I thought that... whatever. That's fine. Alright. What is that monster? Report, report. An enormous freakish apparition has appeared on the second floor of the castle. All I can do is build them up bit by bit. The creature is passing through walls, gliding about like a ghost. Okay, like that's kind of cool actually, like a giant flaming ghost in the castle. All right, I gotta contain myself. I gotta finish the chapter, then I'll do my review, then we'll talk about this. But all right, the castle is now a sea of flames. Now we need to hurry. There's no time to fight anymore. There's Brook, there's Robin, Cypher Pole's there as well, Marco, Izo, Kawamatsu, Sanji and Queen and Zoro and King and Luffy and Kaido. Allies of Kozuki, emperors of the sea. All who put on airs will be brought low. What, by Kazenbo? By this like flaming ghost thing? Don't think I don't know, Kaido, and there's Orochi picking his nose. You've already got that huge armory beneath the castle. All those weapons that I had you create. Go and light them all up, Kanjuro. Blow it all to Kingdom Come. And where are you, Fukurokuju? Get here so we can escape. This pirate war does not concern us. Well, you know he's going down with the castle, for sure. Orochi's only got one head left at this point. Even if he's alive now, I have faith that he will be taken down by the ending. So, alright. Young Master Yamato, where are you? Alright, Yamato still running? Amaterasu style? The armory's on the bottom floor of the castle. I hope I can make it in time. Do whatever you can to slow the island's descent, Momonosuke. Okay? Yamato's running. Ikoku sovereignty. Okay, Big Mom. Continuing the fight. Let's see this. You see it flying from the other side. There's Kid's arms. What's going on here? Mama. All right, let's first start with the first one. Huh? You're mine, Kid. Trafalgar, have your powers awakened yet? I'm still not used to it. I'll do it. Wait, I'm not. Wait. What? I'm still not used to it. I'll do it, though, if I'm on my last legs. So he knows how to awaken. The stamina consumption is extreme, and it ensures that I'll lose the battle. Okay, kills him or something? Same. The same is true for me, but we're not getting anywhere like this. So use your last resort to back me up. Wait. I gotta put this back. Actually, you know what? No, I'm keeping this up. I'm just gonna put it on the bed. Use your last resort to back me up. Isn't his last resort like the immortality thing? What? Kroom? And he's poofing like, anesthesia. He's performing surgery on Big Mom? What the heck? Okay, Law. Okay. He's hopping up. What? The penetration does nothing on its own. Pause. Instead, Kroom creates shock waves from within. Shock will. What the heck is this? Whoa! She's coughing up. He's ripping up her organs from the inside. Wait. Look out. The tower's metal beams are becoming exposed. You've really done it now, you little brat. Here, have some magnetism. A sign? Huh? I'm stuck to Mama. What's going on? Did I turn into a magnet? Wait. So he's awakening. That makes sense that he could turn things into magnets. He turned Big Mom into a magnet. Now she's just absorbing all the metal from the island? Huh? Now get me out if you're Trafalgar. And Law's going, don't tell me what to do. A sign and clash. And all the metal from Onigashima is just like going right into Big Mom. You can see these giant metal poles. You got the gifters freaking out. You got the pleasures freaking out. They're all running away. Their weapons are flying. To be continued. Oh, that's the end of the chapter? So that's it. That's the end of the chapter then. Okay, let me... I don't think people are going to like what I have to say, but that's okay. That's fine. You know what? This happens once every couple of years or so. Well, every couple months or so. It's not every couple of years. What happens once every couple months or so. That's fine. But it is what it is. Hopefully... Okay, I'm just going to say this. The very beginning of my review portion this week. Very, very beginning. Please, I got to get this out of the way right now because I know people don't listen. Please do not take any of what I'm about to say as a criticism against you as a person or me saying, oh, Oda fell off, I hate Oda, whatever. Don't take any of what I'm about to say as that. Please. Do not take any of what I'm about to say personal. This is just a fun little goofy pirate manga. We're having a good time, right? It's Halloween. I don't mean to bring the mood down, but I can't lie, okay? Kinemon being alive, in the way that he is alive, in the way that it was shown, was, in my opinion, absolute, complete trash. Like, complete, unforgivable, bottom of the barrel, the worst Oda's ever been, trash garbage. In the history of me reading One Piece, this is up there with like Big Mom's Amnesia. I think the only reason I'm not like fuming right now is because he put it at the beginning of the chapter. He put it at the beginning of the chapter as opposed to being the closer like the Big Mom Amnesia thing. And because he gave us the stuff with Awakening, with Kid, and with Law at the ending with Big Mom, that's really cool. That got me hype. That's great. That is the sole saving grace of this chapter. I truly couldn't believe what I was reading as I was reading it, as I was going through this. But when you see Kinemon's bottom half running, and it goes back into like the poop jokes that we got back in Punk Hazard, like how he speaks through farting, and then to see that, Kinemon then lying on the ground, the revelation that Kanjuro still hadn't died yet, And then the explanation that Law cut me in two, and I guess I was never properly attached again? Like, what? We saw what Kaido did to you. This isn't something you can hide. Like, this isn't something you can hide. Kaido literally picked up his club and slammed it down onto Kinemon's head. We saw this. We saw him slam into Kinemon's head from the top. That's not going to cut him in half. Maybe Kaido bisected him later. But we literally see Kaido pick up his club and slam down on top of Kinemon's head. So, I just, that's fine. If he really needs Kinemon alive still for some story reason, for like Kinemon to cry when he looks up in the sky and sees Momonosuke holding up the island like Oden, fine, whatever, fine. But this is bad. This is just straight up bad. And again, if you enjoyed this, I'm not saying anything against you as a person. Do not, my word is not fact. This is just my own opinion, but this is garbage. And I think if you've been reading the series long enough, and you care to read critically at all, you're gonna agree with me, because it literally ruins the chapter for me. If I'm being honest, it ruins the chapter for me. It does. I mean, this goes back to like some of the complaints I had with MHA recently. Not recently, but this was like last year when I got in a lot of trouble for disliking MHA and them not, actually having the balls to kill characters and stuff. It's like, it's the same kind of thing. And it's happening here, and I don't like it here either. It's one or the other. It is what it is. It's corny. And it doesn't work. For me personally. For me. Now, with that being said, I'm actually not that upset about Kanjuro still being alive because he's dead now. We literally see him die now. So it's not a question. He's doing this like one final thing, this Kanzenbo, to take the whole, the whole castle down, burn it all to the ground, burn everything down to the burial ground. Fine. Fine. That's fine. He's going out in a blaze of glory. Fine. If he needed to still be alive for this one thing, to use up all the rest of his strength to do this, that doesn't matter to me. And at this point, Kanjuro is a character I don't really have any more investment in. I think if he somehow miraculously lives at the end of all this, like, that's not what I'm really going to care about. It's like, he was Kanjuro, who cares? So I don't mind Kanjuro as much as I do Kinemon. That I'm scrolling up and I'm seeing that scene with Nami and Usopp again, and that's like amazing to think that's happening right now in Wano with everything going on. And I hate to be a bummer, but I got to be honest with myself, and I got to be honest to all of you. But the Kazenbo thing could turn out to be cool. The Kazembo thing could turn out to be cool. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. And again, I should have expected this. I don't know. I just thought, like, with how well Oda's been doing Wano Country, I didn't think he would pull something like this. It's not even really that Kinemon's still alive that's making me upset. It's not. It's the way in which he's still alive. That's what upsets me. It's like Oda wanted to find an out and then went, yeah, I guess I didn't show a scene in which everyone put him back together in a way that actually concretely solidified that Law's thing was now null and void and that Kinemon's one person again. Like, I remember vividly that scene in Punk Hazard where they're all spinning his head around and trying to put his body back together like a bunch of Lego blocks. I remember that. But I just assumed that was it. And that was never going to be touched on again. Because now I'm just assuming all the samurai are alive. Like Ashura Doji and now Kiku, obviously. I'm just going to assume everyone's alive now. And if I go into it with that, I'll be less disappointed. But personally, I'm disappointed. And again, if you feel differently, that's great for you. Fine. But you're not going to convince me otherwise this was a good story choice. It wasn't. It wasn't. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That whole thing with Kinemon's trash. Now, moving away from the garbage that was the first half of this chapter, that ending bit, fire. Absolutely fire. Seeing Kid actually go in, utilizing Devil Fruit Awakening, turning Big Mom into a magnet, all the different weapons of Wano, coming into her at one time, and then Law revealing that he also can use like, when did he learn Awakening? When did Law learn this? We've been with him. He didn't learn it in Dressrosa. When did he learn this? Zoe? Whole Cake, probably. Maybe during Whole Cake? I have no idea. And I guess his awakening is that he can attack you from the inside? To create shockwaves from within? And he can like rearrange your body parts and stuff? From the inside? I mean, Big Mom looks hurt. I guess that's going to be a whole nother discussion too. I didn't even like take this into consideration because there's so much going on in Wano country. But like, they're setting this up in a way where I could actually see a Big Mom defeat with Kid and with Law. If they're both using their Awakening, and we're to assume that Luffy is going to use Awakening or something to beat Kaido, like, this might be it. I still don't really think after last chapter that Big Mom is going to be down for the count after all of this, but I certainly think that she'll be down for the rest of Wano after the fight. If we're getting 2 Devil Fruit Awakening users, and those users being Law and Kid, fighting Big Mom, I could see a situation in which she stays in that rubble until like the end of the arc. When the Marines are, not the Marines, but when the world government arrives, and then she hears that Robin is going to get captured, and then she, gets up from the rubble or something and goes to chase after them, and has a confrontation with the world government or something. That's what I see at this point. And I think this makes sense to have this happen right now. The Big Mom thing doesn't really bother me as much as I think it might bother a lot of other people. Again, I have not seen people's reactions to this, but I know there's a lot of Big Mom stans. King of Lightning's not going to be happy about this. I can tell you right now. He's going to be mad. I have to watch his reaction. His reaction to this is going to be legendary. He's going to have a meltdown. See, like, I think for me, I never had a true, like, stake in Big Mom as a character. I was just interested to see where she was going. But then, like, after the amnesia thing, I just sort of was like, whatever. Whatever Woden wants to do with Big Mom, whatever. So I think I'm not really bothered by Big Mom getting taken out in this way, in the same way I think other people will be bothered by this. And I think the Law reveal that he is awakening and Kid is cool. That's all cool. And that shot is really cool. It's really just the Kinemon fake out. And it's not even, again, it's not Kinemon being alive. It's Kinemon being revealed to be alive in the way that it was revealed. To bring back, like, the fart jokes and stuff. Like, we didn't need that. Now, okay, one thing that was cool about the beginning half of this chapter, though, scrolling back up, Drake and Apu forming an alliance. That's kind of neat. You'll never get an opportunity like this again. Now, obviously, it's not confirmed that they're actually going to join in an alliance at this point. We don't know. Oda could take the story in some other direction, give us a little bit of a fake out right now, give us a tease of what's to come, and then Drake to be like, no, and then Drake takes out Apu and all 3 of the numbers, and that would be hype. But I don't know. Because if Drake is helping Luffy, and Apu joins Drake, does that mean Apu joins our side too? Because that'd be cool. I'd be cool with that. I feel like we haven't really seen much of Apu. Considering how much we've seen of the other supernovas, we saw the little bit of Apu where he was doing the attack so they had to cover their ears. But then he was pretty much getting washed earlier, so I want to see more of Apu. I think this is actually cool. And I want to see more of these numbers, but again, the numbers are one of those things where it was like it was teased for too long for me personally. You know what I mean? I'm like, they were talking about them for so long and hyping up these number characters, and then seeing all these other number characters, I'm like, nah, it's fine. But it's cool. I mean, if they end up doing something really cool, then great. But I'm certainly glad I don't do review scores anymore. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say about this chapter. I do really like the ending, though. I cannot stress enough how much I like that ending. That stuff with Law, I'm sure, had I not just come off the Kinemon stuff, I probably would have had a bigger reaction to those last couple pages. Because looking at that again, that is so cool. That is so cool. With like Kid falling down and then Lost ended up there. Like, that is cool. What a bummer, man. What a bummer, though. And again, I understand, like, not every manga needs to be Attack on Titan. I'm not saying that, like, every character needs to die. But I'm saying if you're setting a tone for the story, and Wano's certainly been setting the tone. I mean, this feels like a cover page. This feels like the Pell thing. You know when Pell was revealed to be alive in the cover page? That's what this feels like. This doesn't feel like something that gets revealed smack dab in the middle of Wano country during a really hype moment of the arc. Again, I'm sure he's doing this because there's going to be something where Kinemon needs to witness, like Momonosuke. I'm sure that's the dramatic reason for why Kinemon's still alive. I'm sure there's a good dramatic reason. It's just the bringing the bisection up and Law, and then like we're not stupid. We saw Kaido's attacks against Kinemon. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Whatever, man. It's fine. Let me read some reactions to this chapter. Let's see what people thought of this. Let's see what people thought of this. All right. Let me open this up. Man, thank goodness we got other streams going on today, because this would have really been a bummer. All right. Let me put this down for a second and read this. We're going to start with our super chats. Oh, actually, first off, thank you to Philip for becoming a member. Nakama, appreciate that. Happy Halloween. Ollie D super chatted and said, the only thing Kanjuro can't draw is his last breath. Ollie, I like it. I like it, Ollie. Ethan White super chatted. Oh, okay. He's making a joke. I was like, Ethan White just super chatted $5 and said, thank you so much for the reaction, Roger. I was sad because my dad died a few weeks ago, but it's okay. He's back now. Bro, first off, don't joke about that. Don't joke about real life death. Don't ever do that. That's bad karma. Don't put that in the ether. Don't do that. I hope your dad is actually alive and well and fine. I understand the donation message, though, and it did make me laugh. But don't joke about that. I hope your dad is actually alive and well. I hope he's fine. I hope he's fine. Or if he's actually dead, I hope he's resting in peace. One or the other. That's kind of messed up. All right. Mr. Fabulous super chatted and said, have you noticed how the numbers look exactly like the samurai who were in the cave with Yamato? Wait, what? They look exactly like the samurai in the cave with... I mean, not really. I guess that one kind of does. Well, okay, that guy does too in the middle. The two on the right do. Not Inbi, though. Fuga and Zanki look like they do, but Inbi, I don't recognize that. The other two, yeah. The guy does look like the guy with the mustache. You're right. Interesting. Well, I mean, we still don't really know like what the deal is with the numbers. We know they're experiments, so maybe Kaido was using strong samurai and turning them into the numbers. I mean, that's a cool idea. I like that. The other one really doesn't look like one, though. Yeah, the first two might have been experimented on, though. That's kind of neat. I like that idea. I like that idea. Vash's World just became a member. Thank you, Vash. Nakama. Appreciate that. And Tev Sauce 2 just said, Roger, for me, I don't personally mind Kinemon's alive per se, because I never thought he was going to be dead in the first place. But the worst of it is how Law supposedly didn't put him back together. Like, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. Tev Sauce, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's, you nailed it. It's what I said multiple times. Yeah. And Mr. Kizotic, I think that's how you say your name, said, facts, Roger. Also very disappointed in that part. Yeah, again, it's that Law didn't put him together fully. It's like the weird explanation that did it for me. And then pairing that with like the goofiness of Kinemon's like fart speaking and bringing that back when the stakes are so high right now in Wano. Like, we don't need that comedic relief right now, you know? But yeah. Hollow Avarice said, Met chapter, but if these two are awakening their devil fruits, then it is all but confirmed to me that Luffy will awaken his against Kaido, right? I also agree with you about Kinemon. I really hope he dies killing Orochi. I might be okay with that. Now, that would actually be okay. That'd be a cool story reason for Kinemon to actually still be alive, is if Kinemon's the one who's going to eventually put down Orochi. Fine. Fine. I'd be cool with that. But it seems to me that they're going to put him back together again. Like, I don't think he's just staying with his top half sitting there. I'm sure he'll be put together again. I'm sure he's going to get up from this. I mean, that scene's just a mess. With Kinemon lying there with the blood, and then Kiku and Kanjuro, and they're all just like laid out in the castle, all covered in blood. And yet they're all alive in that moment. It's like a little weird. A little weird. But okay, whatever, that's fine. Billy Mattis, oh my god, I just read this. Billy, please don't even put this into the ether, please. Billy, no! Billy Madison just super chatted and said this. Please. Oh my god. Billy Madison super chatted and said, at this point, Roger will be waiting for us on Laugh Tale. Please no. Please no. If Roger is waiting for us on Laugh Tale, it'd be over, man. It'd be over. I trust Oda enough. I might not like little things like this, but in the grand scheme of the story, what does Kinemon matter? Like, really? Or Pell, or Pagaya, or any other characters that we thought were dead that weren't dead. In the grand pound, right? In the grand scope of the story, what do they matter? But Roger? The Pirate King? No. Don't even put that in the ether. I have more faith in Oda than that. I really do. I really do. All right. Roberto became a member for 35 months, by the way. He's on a member streak saying, Roger, the Kinemon situation... Wait. What? Oh, the Kinemon thing was a butt pull. I thought that it was implied that Kinemon cut himself in half and not Kaido. Wait, let me read this again. Hold on a bit longer. It is hard to believe that I still live with my torso severed. No, I think the way he's saying it, it's that Kaido bisected him, and then his top half fell down and his bottom half fell down, and they're both separated now. And he landed right here. It's that Kaido cut him. I have to go back to 10:15 though, because when we saw... Where is it? I want to go to Viz real quick, because I'm on Manga Plus right now. Let's go to Viz. I want to log in. I want to see something in 10:15. Because maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought the last shot we saw was like the giant club getting slammed down on his head. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. 10:15. Here we go. Here we go. There's Kinemon lying there. Your bloodline's kept. What escape is this? Flee for your life, Lord Momonosuke. Oh, yeah. We do see this. Okay. Still doesn't make me like it, but okay. We do see a clear shot of him. This is on page 10 and 11 of 1015. When he stabs him, the silhouette, now that we see this, okay, I had always assumed that silhouette was from, because it looks like his legs are up like this. I assumed it was from the bottom of Kinemon. It's not. Now that we know he was cut in half, the silhouette is Kaido cutting him in half with Kinemon's legs on one side, his arm on the other, and then you see the clean slice right down the middle. And then you see right there the sword still sticking in him. Still doesn't make me like it, but we do get a clear shot at the very least. But then again, you guys in chat are right. He doesn't slice. He just literally grabs it and cuts him, like stabs him, and then walks away. Huh. All right, well, regardless, we see it in silhouette in 1015. We see it in silhouette. Yeah. Isn't it convenient that Kaido cut exactly where Law did? Exactly. Exactly. They did it for dramatic purposes, exactly. Roberto said, maybe the Kinemon situation is that Kinemon's missing a piece of his body from what I read in the chapter. Also have a happy Halloween. Thank you very much. And Tevsaw said, on a more positive note, seeing Law and Kid awaken all but confirms to me Luffy will also awaken his Devil Fruit. A lot of people agree with you. Totally agree with you. I agree with you as well. I think Luffy will absolutely awaken his Devil Fruit at this point. Roger, you got nothing to apologize for. That was some BS. All I enjoyed in this chapter was Law and Kid's awakening. W's for them, for sure, from Rob Harley. Thank you very much, Rob, for the donation. And Shabir super chatted and said, my opinion on Kinemon's revival is that it will be finalized by the end of Wano, and that's when we'll know who actually survived the arc or not. A lot of set up this chapter, though, as in, where's CP0 going? Will Luffy awaken his Devil Fruit like the others? Yeah, I mean, again, the Luffy Devil Fruit awakening thing is all but confirmed to me. Cypher Pole, we know they're going after Robin. We know that, so we'll probably see more of that in upcoming chapters. And Fidelio also agrees with what I was saying earlier, saying Otis keeping these guys alive probably so that the ending will have a greater impact on the reader. Maybe he's just waiting to kill them until the end of the arc. I truly believe many of them are not even going to die at this point now. I think Kanjuro's probably the only casualty of the samurai at this point. Really. Like, now knowing that Kinemon came back from this, and Inuarashi and Nekomamushi, their fights are finished. Kiku's obviously still going to be alive. Izo's fine right now. Kawamatsu's fine. They'll probably all be okay. If Kinemon didn't go, the rest of them are safe. Like, Ashura Doji's probably even safe, if I'm being honest. Denzel said the stuff with Kinemon this chapter was far worse than the stuff with Pell. I mean, I agree. Kinemon is a more important character than Pell. But I don't know, I wouldn't say it's far worse. I wouldn't say it's far worse. Because we're in the middle of Wano at this point. Pell's thing happened at the end of Alabasta. So I feel like this would have been worse if we got the cover page thing I was talking about earlier. I don't know if it's worse. And Kai Haken super chatted and said, Roger, definitely check 1015. It's the chapter where Kinemon gets stabbed through the torso by Kaido. That's what we just read, actually. So thank you for your super chat. Junao super chatted and said, the top numbers with Apu oddly look like the three samurai stuck in the cave with Yamato in the flashback that was brought up earlier. And Mike Mancool says, I'm more disappointed with Kiku and probably Ashura being alive. Their deaths were really impactful moments earlier on. Either way, I know Caribou's going to come in clutch. I'll hold this L if I'm wrong. Yo, Mike, honestly, I know you now as the #1 Caribou fan in my live chat. If Caribou ends up doing something cool, you're going to hold a big W. It is what it is. Julian super chatted and said, do you read Kingdom? If not, give it a try. Nope. Ali D super chatted again and said, if that damage to Big Mom, if that damage was done to Big Mom, imagine Kid's power drawing the giant sword from the entrance towards Big Mom, and Law then using Kroom on that to take her out. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. Just using all this stuff to insert it inside Big Mom's body and then poof, giant explosion. That'd be cool. Y1NJ super chatted and said, I hope Kinemon's drawing his last breath with this, and this was only used so people can find Kiku and help Kiku. Maybe. That they arrive and it's too late, but then Kiku's there and they can actually help Kiku? Maybe. That might actually be the dramatic reason for why he's doing it. Yeah. Philip agrees and says this was done so badly, Kinemon could have at least commented once since Punk Hazard that his body feels weird. Also, we didn't see him get cut, it was a stab. It seems like my chat is going back and forth on that, whether it was a stab or a cut. But it does look more like a stab to me, but the minutia doesn't bother me that much about it. Yeah. Kami re-became a member, thank you very much, saying Big Mom coughing up blood is interesting with Law's attack and Kid's awakening. It's also special that Kid finally takes a W. I am very disappointed with the Kinemon stuff, though. And Boomer super chatted and said, I also agree. Not killing characters is definitely Oda's #1 flaw. Yeah, I mean, probably. I agree with that. Captain Monopoly super chatted and said, nice parallel from Oda of Law's awakening to the one that Whitebeard had in Marineford, where it coated his sword with Shockwave. Law is the new Whitebeard, in my opinion. P.S. Shanji put Kinemon back together in Punk Hazard and not Law. So keep it up, Roger. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nakama, thank you. Samurai donated and said, what is this? Curupira, a Brazilian folklore. It's like the sun god. Okay. Is that in regards to something in this chapter? Curupira? I don't see that anywhere in the chapter. Maybe you're just talking about like a sun god theory. I mean, I'll look it up later on. Boomer super chatted again and said, remember, again, Law did not fix Kinemon. The Straw Hats just placed his top half on the bottom. Oh, and then he brought up again. Wow, everybody's in agreement with super chats. I feel like most of the super chats this week are, I agree, this was not a good story choice. Quiggles says, where do you think we're going after Wano's done? I'm thinking Ohara. Elbaf without a shadow of a doubt, Quiggles. Also, thank you for your super chat. But yeah, to me, no doubt about it, we're going to Elbaf next. Yeah. And then I really don't think there's much left to the story. I don't think we're ever going to go to Ohara, if I'm being real. I don't think that's ever going to happen. It'd be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think at this point, it's Elbaf, probably the final island. Maybe not even the final island, though. They might just go to Elbaf, get the last road or whatever, and then be done, and then go straight to Laugh Tale. But I don't know. Vash's World said, longtime watcher since 2015. Oh, right on. I met you twice at Anime Expo, and it's sad that it hasn't happened in the last 2 years. Also, Robin is my #1, Kyros is my #2, and Odin is my #3. All right. Roberto super chatted and said, Roger, that's not what I said. I said maybe he doesn't have a piece of his body, and that's why he can still do that. No, I mean, I understood what you said earlier during your super chat, Roberto, when you were talking about how if maybe he didn't have one piece of his body still, like he lost an ear or something, that technically he was never fully put back together again. He needs all of his body parts to actually be whole again. I got what you meant. Bryant Brawler said, would you be okay with a ghost version of Roger waiting at Laugh Tale? I don't even want to speculate on that. That just, like, it hurts my heart. Let's not even go there. A voice of all things type situation probably is going to happen. But Roger being alive at Laugh Tale is not something I want. That's not something I want. Big Oz super chatted and said, who do you think is on the world government ships? Anybody we haven't seen yet, like maybe Green Bull or Vegapunk? I would love for Green Bull or Vegapunk to show up. I would love that. However, Vegapunk, you gotta remember, is with the kids from Punk Hazard and Smoker and Toshigi right now. Maybe they're on the world government ships, who knows? Green Bull, do we know what he's done after Reverie? We knew he fought with Fujitora against the revolutionaries, but we haven't seen him since. Green Bull could be cool. That'd be cool. Fish said, not to get away from the real discussion, but I want to point out Panda Man is in the last panel of the chapter. I'll scroll all the way down. The panel where everyone's running away. Panda Man. Where is Panda Man in that last panel? Oh yeah, there he is. He's running down like this. Where a kid does the giant clash. There he is. There's Panda Man. There's Panda Man, right on. Cool to see him. Well, thank you for pointing that out, Fish. Appreciate that. You and Joy Girl should talk. She loved the chapter, says Gary. Okay. And Tarek Hammond says, Big Mom gets amnesia because the crash is more trash. Oh, God. Don't do that. Come on. Well, at this point, though, she probably will get amnesia again. Yeah. And Banuka in a shoe super chatted and said, love the cover page. The ants from the movie. Oh, those were the ants from the movie. From Strong World with Brooke. You know what? I didn't even notice that. Those are totally the ants. Also, by the way, Strong World is coming to theaters now in North America. They're doing a North American release of Strong World. So if you haven't seen it, now's your chance. Oh, good call. Jingus Florpus super chatted and said, honestly, Roger, any chapter with Apu is a W chapter for me. Enjoy that. And Isaiah Darby super chatted and said, love your reactions, but does anyone forget that Kinemon needs to see his wife still? I mean, does he need to? I don't know. That's not like a story thread I'm particularly invested in. Jay So Smooth said, honestly, Roger, the community lost it this week over this. It didn't personally bother me at all, but the stuff they said was wild. Have a good one, bro. Thank you. I actually am very curious to go back and watch other people's reactions to this. I saw that it was trending on Twitter. I saw One Piece 1030 was trending, but I've got all my mutes in place that I literally did not see anything about this chapter, like, at all. I had heard it was good from a lot of people. I did, like, a Mario Party stream with Brandon Bovia, but that's it. So I didn't, like, know that was going to be the case with Kinemon. I kind of wish I was spoiled. This is, like, a certain situation where it's like I do wish I was told about this beforehand, and I wouldn't have gotten my hopes up as much. But it is what it is. It's all good. You know, not every chapter can be a 10 out of 10. We're all good. And it's Halloween. We got fun stuff to do still today. Roto Noah D. Luffy super chatted and said, do you really think Luffy's going to awaken his Devil Fruit right after learning Advanced Conquerors? It's too soon, IMO. I'm guessing he'll learn it next arc. Honestly, at the pace we're moving at right now, and knowing the pace of the rest of the story, and Oda now saying we are entering the climax, and Shonen Jump talking about how we're entering the climax with next week's chapter, yeah, I think Luffy's going to awaken his Devil Fruit during the fight. Yeah, I could see that happening. And honestly, that would make it believable for Luffy being able to beat Kaido. The awakening of his Devil Fruit and utilizing advanced Haki. Yeah. Oh, Rondon in the chat just said Morge was actually spoiled on the chapter and much like you was happy about being spoiled. See, there you go. There you go. That's how I would have been regarding this one. That's how I would have been regarding this one. It would have taken the edge off a little bit. Denel Venson super chatted and said, Law's actual Devil Fruit awakening apparently is to give someone Pirate King Buggy's powers. And Mike Mancool super chatted again and said, I figure Kinemon's going to be alive because he hasn't reunited with Hiyori yet, too. Yeah, again, there's other plot threads I think that could come into play here with Kinemon still being alive. Again, it's not really my problem, again, is not Kinemon being alive. Because at this point, we know Oda doesn't really kill a lot of people. It's more the way in which he's alive. And using the law thing as an out. That to me is like, you know, but it's fine. It is what it is. Lizard 81288 said, at least Carrot's probably going to join the crew because Cat and Dog aren't dying. Yo, let's hope. Let's hope Carrot joins. I don't know if Carrot will join at this point, though. Yamato, I'm still betting is going to join at the end of all of this. I would love a 1-2 punch of Yamato and Carrot. I think that would be great. But I don't know. I've resigned myself to the fact that Carrot probably isn't going to join. Yeah, but I would love that. I would love that. Carlos super chatted and said, what if Roger called the final island Laugh Tale because all the D's souls go back to that island and tell each other the tales of their life and they laugh there? Look, maybe. Du Krieg tipped. Hey, what's going on? Du Krieg. And he said, hello, Roger. I just want to say hello from Germany. I've been watching you since 2016. Hey, Dankeschön. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nakama. Appreciate that. Thank you. And Big Mac says, super chatted with $10 and said, do you think Yamato will be able to stop Kazenbo? You know what? Yes. I do. I do. And they're setting that up right now where Yamato's running towards the basement anyway. I do. I don't know how, but I think somehow, some way, Yamato could definitely stop this thing. Kazenbo kind of feels like a birdcage situation, doesn't it? Where it's like this unstoppable thing that no one can beat. I mean, maybe it doesn't stop until, like, Orochi dies too. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how it works. The glorious death of the Kurozumi clan. And Kanjuro's obviously dead. It's like a Nen after death type thing, right? Like how characters in Hunter x Hunter, they have Nen after death. Where they could do things even after they die. That's kind of what this thing is. It's like he utilized Kazenbo, died, and Kazenbo can still run wild even with him being dead. So I don't know, we'll see. Or again, maybe Kanjuro's just not dead. Maybe he's still alive too. Who knows? I kind of like Kazenbo though. I think that'll be animated really nicely. And I like the idea of like a fiery ghost burning down the castle. I think that's cool. Ironically enough, Kinemon could probably stop it by cutting it because he cuts fire. Maybe they'll run back, give Kinemon his bottom half, and then he cuts it. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happens. And that was his story reason for still being alive. Maybe. Maybe. Have you seen Grand Line Theory's video? Rox is Dragon's dad. I have not seen that video yet. No, I'll check it out. Manga super chatted and said, Kanjuro is such a good actor. He is dead and acting like he's alive. Thank you, by the way, for subscribing as well. Appreciate that. Nakama. And Son Goku super chatting said, I'm sure King of Lightning is going to flip and it's going to be glorious later today. And Matthew McComb super chatted and said, Luffy's awakened devil fruit is to make people he cares about bounce back from the dead like rubber. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them at this point. No, I don't know what Luffy's Devil Fruit Awakening is going to be like. I love the idea of the elasticity of the air. That much like how Kid can turn Big Mom into a giant magnet, or Law can actually go inside of his victims, I feel like Luffy, if he can turn everything to rubber, I think it'd be really cool if he's able to do something kind of like Gentle from My Hero, where he's able to touch the air and like bounce off of the air. I think that would be kind of cool. I think that would actually be really cool. I'm excited to see whatever Luffy's Devil Fruit Awakening is going to be at this point. Yeah. But like, think of Gentle from My Hero, where he's bouncing all over the place and stopping people with like air prisons. I think that'd be kind of cool. He just traps Kaido in the air in like a bouncy house or something. I don't know. It'd be neat. It'd be neat. Yeah. The only thing I hate about Law showing his awakening is that the immortality surgery is on the table now. Yeah, you know, it always kind of has been since we've entered Wano Country. But look, if Kinemon's not dead, then Law's certainly not dead. Like, I don't know. There's going to be some out. There's going to be something where, like, the will of D allows him to continue living on after immortality surgery or something. You know, unless he uses immortality surgery at the very, very end of the story and actually dies from it. But, I don't know. If he uses it during Wano, Law's not dying. I'd put money on the fact that Law's not dying during Wano Country at this point. Yeah. Ahmed just super chatted and said, to me, it's really the only real weakness of Oda as a writer. He devalues death so it feels like we can't grieve. It would be different if it was just this once. Totally. Yeah. It's also weird, too, because Oda's gone on record saying multiple times that he hates bringing people back from the dead. And you could make the argument that, like, oh, but Roger, he's not bringing people back from the dead. He's just doing death fakeouts. And actually, I think that's worse. If I'm being completely honest, I think that's worse. Because if someone is brought back from the dead, but there's a story reason for bringing them back, like actually bringing them back from the dead. Like, say, for example, what happened, now that I've watched all of Naruto, I can use Naruto as an example. But, like, you guys know I didn't love the Rinna rebirth in Naruto. But if we go to the war, and we've got, like, Tobirama and the other Hokage in the war who are zombies, who then go away after the end of the war, I was kind of okay with that. Because it's not like they're going to live forever. It's a jutsu. They're just basically zombies. They're tools. They're puppets. And then when the war's over, they go away. So that to me was fine. It's not like Tobirama and Naruto's dad and the rest of them Minato. It's not like they all lived suddenly after the war. It's not like they were at Naruto's wedding. You know what I mean? They were still dead after it all ended. So yeah, fake outs for me are almost worse. They're almost worse, because then it really makes you care about that character. Like, imagine if Pedro was still alive at this point. Would have been awful. I think Pedro's actually one that's going to stick, though. I really do. I think Pedro's actually dead, which is nice. Yeah. What about Jinbei? Some people are saying Jinbei's going to die. Wait, what's going on? My chat's saying, what about Jinbei? Yeah, J-Man agrees, saying the teasing of character deaths is the real issue of the series. Yeah, honestly, it's my one big gripe. Every time it comes up in this... But it's also not a One Piece problem. It's like a problem with a lot of major shonen. It is. It's just like, if you're going to set something up where a character's going to die, then do it. Like, actually kill that character. That's something I really appreciate about Naruto. That's something I think Naruto did really well. That despite the Rinne Rebirth thing, it's like the Rinne Rebirth stuff that happened at the end of the Pain arc, I was at least somewhat okay with. Because one, it wasn't any major character beyond Kakashi that we really cared about. It was Kakashi and then Tsunade's assistant, what's her name, Shizune, and then the frog guy, the old frog. But like, Jiraiya stayed dead, Nagato died, Itachi died, like all of these characters, when they died, they died. And if they were brought back, they were brought back in temporary forms. So, I mean, I would argue, maybe I don't even want to put this in the ether. People would probably get very mad at me in the chat. You know what, I'm going to say it anyway, I don't care. It is what it is. I would argue Naruto handles death better than One Piece does on the whole. I would argue that Kishimoto does a better job with it, despite Rinne Rebirth, than Oda. I would. I feel like very comfortable saying that. I do. Because at least it sticks. Like, Jiraiya didn't come back at the end of the series. Minato didn't come back. They stuck by the ending. But we'll see. Who knows? By the end of One Piece, maybe the final war is going to be a bloodbath. And it's going to be characters sacrificing themselves one after the other. Right? But as of right now, Naruto's better at it. Yeah. We'll see. All right. Well, it's been an hour. I think we've exhausted talking about this chapter enough. We have lots of other streams to come. I have a really fun stream coming up on Twitch a little bit later, around 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be doing Switch game giveaways. We're going to be all dressed up. I have a mask. Obi's got a costume. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure to tune in. 2 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch. Hope you guys all have a very happy and safe Halloween. Of course, I'll be back here on YouTube with my live reaction to the next One Piece chapter next Sunday. But I actually have some videos in the works coming up real soon, in just a couple days. Naruto fans are going to be eating in a couple days. I've got a Nintendo video coming up in a couple days. I've got another One Piece video coming up. So I got some good stuff coming. So look forward to it. But of course, I'll be back on Sunday, as always, with my live reaction review of each new One Piece chapter. But until then, if I don't see you on the stream, the Halloween stream on Twitch at 2 p.m. By the way, if you're not already following on Twitch, again, when we hit 65,000 followers, we're doing an Avatar watch through. I've never seen Avatar The Last Airbender, so come through, twitch.tv. Thank you, by the way, to Shabir, who just super chatted. I'll read this real quick, saying, an off-screen death or ambiguous is fine because there's a good chance the characters are alive. But what Oda did with Kinemon is like, but what Oda did with Kinemon, showing Kinemon being beaten to death and then having him come back is definitely not the same at all. Totally agree. I agree with that. I agree. Yeah. Twitch.tv/RogersBase, 2 p.m. Pacific time today. Massive Halloween stream, sponsored by Nintendo. Lots of giveaways. Going to be a lot of fun. I'll be all dressed up. Make sure to follow on Twitch. Like the video, of course, if you liked anything I had to say. Of course, leave in the comment section of this video what you thought of this chapter. Tell me how wrong I am about the Kinemon thing or whatever, or agree with me, do whatever you want. But again, it's, you know, it's all fun. At the end of the day, it's a goofy little pirate manga. We shouldn't get too hung up on it. And the law stuff was still cool. I gotta say, the law stuff was cool. So, all right, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, I'll talk to you guys later.